All right, we got another caller on the line. It's our second Thomas of the hour, which it's been a good day for Thomas's. Thomas, you're living off campus now, right? Thomas from off campus, what's going on, man?
I am. What's going on? I just thought I'd throw my hat in the ring with the Seahawks game yesterday.
Sure, man.
As a non-Seahawks fan.
All right, let's hear it.
Because I get to watch a lot of Seahawks football. I don't have a good TV package.
Right.
I just watch what is on in the Northwest. And that game was crazy. I thought Deshaun Watson was going to have a great game, and he did. I know Russell Wilson deserves a lot of respect, a lot of praise, but, I don't necessarily think he willed the Seahawks to a win there.
Okay.
They were marching down the field, and he throws a pick, and that should have been game over. The Texans should have ran out that clock. I kind of throw a lot of the blame on the Texans head coach because he really just choked at the end there. When the Seahawks got the ball back, the defense obviously had no clue what was going on. The Seahawks do what they do best, which is no huddle football at the end of a game. And the defense was all over the place, had no clue what to do. And the Seahawks took advantage of that. And I just think if, their head coach comes in, calls a timeout, before they make that touchdown pass to Jimmy Graham, I think things go a little bit differently for him. I don't think that people would see it the same way if the Texans were just a little bit more competent.
You know what? I want to really thank you right now for calling in and bringing a different perspective to a show that's run out of the Northwest and has a lot of Seahawks fan listening to it. I didn't get to watch the game. I was tied up with a couple other responsibilities here on campus. But when you look at the numbers straight across between the two quarterbacks, and maybe a reason why I say, Russell Wilson willed the Seahawks to a win. I mean, both quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson finished the day 19 of 30 attempts for 402 yards, which is insane by itself. He threw for 4 touchdowns, which is great, but he also threw 3 interceptions, which is the rookie mistakes that everyone expected him to make against the Seahawks defense. And Russell Wilson, 26 of 41, 452 yards, 4 touchdowns, and like you said, you mentioned that interception, but he only threw 1. So at the end of the day, he played better than the other quarterback, and you can bring up the strategic part of it, the competency from the Houston Texans. And I will admit also that they got lucky when no one had Jimmy Graham barked up in the red zone and the Seahawks got to score that final touchdown. But just looking at the numbers straight across without having watched the game, I'm going to admit that as many times as I can, Russell Wilson earned the Seahawks a win on Sunday.
Yeah, and I think the picks thrown by Deshaun Watson, it's kind of crazy to think about the picks that he threw, and they still were winning that game
right
up until the very end, which is crazy to think about. But, I just thought I'd chime in, just kind of a little dissenting opinion there, a little devil's advocate.
Yeah, why not, man? I want to thank you. Like I said, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to let you go, and we're going to open up phone line 1 again for someone else to say their piece.
All right.
Thank you so much for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that a very different perspective there from our man Thomas from off campus. A different Thomas than the one that called in earlier, but a Thomas nonetheless. As another game where we talked about it earlier on Half Athlete Radio. You can go back to the YouTube page and re-listen to that video. The Rams game that the Seahawks played in Los Angeles. It's a game where the Rams had 5 turnovers, and the Seahawks somehow managed to walk out of that stadium with a win. The Rams even had a chance to win the game on a touchdown grab that really should have been made by Cooper Kupp, but he dropped the ball in the end zone. I mean, that should have won the game for the Rams. The Rams made 5 turnovers and still had a chance to win the football game. And here, like Thomas had said, Russell Wilson, his 1 interception came at a bad time, but the Houston Texans couldn't take advantage of it and seal the deal for a win. So